Hey everybody, it's Rob the Metal Guy from K-Sun Radio's Hard Rock and Heavy Metal Zone, and I am on site in Petaluma, California at the Phoenix Theater. I'm actually in the van with Rivers of Nihil bass player Adam Biggs. Adam, how you doing, man?
Doing pretty good, man. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing great. I have to see you guys put on a killer set there.
Thank you.
Played your hearts out to this crowd. They're going wild still. You know, people are coming in and out, just having a good old metal time.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
I was going to ask you, when you first were told that this would be in Petaluma, did you guys know about that? Because usually your shows, again, metal shows for the Bay Area go to San Francisco. So what was it like being told that you'll be playing in Petaluma?
Actually, it's like I'm familiar with the area just because my friend, a friend of mine from back home used to live out here. He moved out here a while back, and he said he loved the area. I never came out and visited him, but like I saw Petaluma, and I was like, oh, I know that's kind of near San Francisco. But yeah, I figured it would sub as a good Bay Area show.
Okay, see, I was interested because, again, San Francisco is usually the place where bands go, and you guys not too long ago finished up with the Death to All tour.
Yeah, it was about a year ago.
And I want to talk about that experience quickly because that is for you, I'm sure, a really big bill to be playing with Obituary, Massacre, and then, they call it the Tribute to Death.
Right.
So I want to get your take on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely an interesting tour. I mean, like going in, being that we're kind of like the new school death metal band on that package, we were a little apprehensive, about how we would be received by, the older diehard death metal guys. And, for the most part, that they were, pretty receptive to us, and, we had a good time. It was a tough tour because we were keeping up with buses and everything, so we were pretty tired most of the time, driving a lot through, winter conditions and everything, but other than that, it was an awesome time, and it was cool to play, watch, the closest thing that you can get to death today. It was cool to see them.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I wish I could have seen that, man. It sounds like an awesome bill.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about the new album. You got Monarchy out.
Yeah.
And I bought my copy tonight because I really wanted to hear it. I heard the single you guys put out for it. Mm-hmm. Really enjoyed that.
Cool.
And I want to talk about the recording for that and how was it different than the other albums you recorded. What makes this one, being the new one, is there any way you could describe it's different, it's special possibly?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of us just as far as the recording goes, it was just kind of us just throwing it down and just being like, look, this is the way we want to do it, and we're gonna have complete control of it, and that's gonna be it. Basically, we, our guitarist Brody, he tracked the bass and all the guitars in his home studio, and we did it at our own pace and the way we wanted to do it, and got it exactly how we wanted it to sound. And then we moved to a local studio called Atrium Audio. They've done bands like August Burns Red and Live, and like Texas in July and stuff. But
yeah,
they did the vocals and the drums for us, and it was all just very familiar setting and very much within our control and with people that we know very well.
Well, it has a full guitar sound. That's what I liked about it.
Yeah.
It really does come across when people listen to it. And if you like that, again, that heavy sound, you're definitely going to get that with your band,
Right.
And now, see, as much as we could talk about the music, I also have to bring up this because, to me, you're not only the band that has the solid music, but you have the awesome album covers. And that usually happens when you have Dan Seagrave doing your album artwork, right?
It's kind of hard to lose there, right? I mean, it's
because was it the Conscious Seeds of Light? Once I saw that one, it was like, who did this? Oh wait, it's Dan Seagrave.
Right.
And you go, wow.
Right.
You just look at that concept, and I wanted to kind of ask you, what's it like, to have that and the whole process of having them do that for you?
Honestly, it's it's awesome seeing it, but it's a lot of pressure too, because when somebody sees a Dan Seagrave art album cover, they expect the music to be, worthy of it.
And that's not, what it should be.
Right. But so, we're a big fan of bands that have used him in the past and everything like that, like bands like Decrepit Birth and Gorguts. So like just it was like once we heard that he was interested in doing records for us, we jumped at it. But then it's a lot of like wow, are we worthy of that kind of thing there?
I was gonna say, so the new album, the Monarchy, continue with Seagrave, right? Mm-hmm. The relationship is still going.
Yeah.
But you have this new album out, and you've been touring relentlessly, I feel, because you did it last winter, and now you're doing this. Are you going to take a break after this, possibly, work on music, or are you going to then just go back and do another tour for next year?
Well, actually, we feel like this tour was the end of our break, more or less, because we did Death to All last year, and it was, it was right after Death to All, we started, really put the hammer down on finishing the record, and we did that in March, and then we were waiting around for it to come out until August, and and then this was like the first really concrete tour that we've gotten to do for the record. So we're gonna do a lot more touring after this, hopefully.
Keep pounding the pavement, get people to check it out.
For sure.
'Cause that's what it's all about. And I think, last question, because you are a bass player, seeing you up there, you're probably, you're rocking out, having a good time.
Yeah.
But, when you were a little guy, starting out in the music, who's your influence? Who you're looking up to as that guy on stage rocking out and just kicking ass? Who is that, or maybe there's multiple people.
There are multiple people, but honestly, the first person that I saw and that I saw and I was like, wow, I want to do that, was Rob Zombie. Believe it or not, he was vocalists really were my first impetus into this whole thing. It was just like, wow, there's so much bravado and so much theatricality. That was really what drew me in, was that I wanted to do that. And then it just turned out that I ended up playing bass and being pretty decent at that. So I could kind of apply the the stage presence of one while doing the other.
Which is interesting, because Rivers of Nihil, you don't have the stage of Rob Zombie, but I see what you mean with the passion of performing similar to him. Yeah, that's...
We also don't have the budget of Rob Zombie.
That is very true.
So there's that.
One day, right?
Right, yeah.
One day.
Yeah. One day we'll have a full vaudeville show.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, keep it going, dude. Adam, thanks for this interview, and I'm sure the metal listeners of K-Sun, they're going to be enjoying it, because I'll be playing Monarchy quite often on K-Sun's Hard Rock Heavy Metal Zone.
Awesome, thank you.
All right, dude.